What I like most about living in Japan is the absolute wealth of cultural heritage there is crammed into such a small space. Today I'm visiting Hachiman Daijin, Hachiman Shrine. Hachiman shrines can be found all across Japan. These are dedicated to the Shinto kami Hachima, the god of war. Well, this is rather a misnomer. He is the tutelary god of warriors, basically a protector. He is also a patron of things like agriculture, fishing, and various arts. These shrines normally enshrine Hachiman as Emperor Oji, known as Honda Betsu no Mikoto, the 15th emperor of Japan ruling in the 3rd and 4th centuries, and typically his mother, Empress Jingu, as a female kami, Himegami, but this shrine doesn't enshrine her. Nonetheless, this particular Hachiman Daijin does enshrine Amaterasu Okami, Susano no Mikoto, and Sugawara no Michizane. It's located near the Tama River, near Hidama Station. This area is known as Hidama Village. Overall, I find this shrine to be a nice and quiet place I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm taking a short visit to this unnamed shrine on the bank of the Tama River in Tokyo. This shrine has a sign telling me to Neku ni esa o agenai de kudasai, or please don't feed the cat. I didn't see any cats around, but if I do see one, I'll make sure not to feed it. As this shrine is unnamed, it's hard to know why it was built or for what reason it was built. Some say it has to do with the Tama River flood, others say it's part of the nearby Inari Shrine complex. But I like to think it's here because it's comforting to see a shrine in a local area. But all I could find on the subject is this writing on the back of one of the guardian dogs. It reads Showa, something I can't make out, Sansuki-ken, Kakonaka, Takatsu, Machi Futago, Omata Ishi Jao Mise Koku. This still doesn't tell me the name of the shrine or why it's here, but I now know this guardian dog was probably built in 1945 from Omata Stone Workshop, so the shrine is likely of a similar age. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'll be going to a Buddhist temple instead of a Shinto one. Rurikozan Chojuin Muryoji temple is from the Chizan sect of the Shingon sect, according to a local. It's equidistant from Hirama and Muikagawara stations. It's one of Tamagawa's and New Shikoku East's 88 sacred sites. The principal god of this temple is one of Kawasaki's 7 lucky gods, Juryoji. Apparently, they are also called the 7 gods of fortune, Shichifukujin. Most of these guys have origins in Mahayana Buddhism, or in Juryojin's case, Taoism. But there is one with Japanese history, named Ibizu. In Japan, these 7 gods use Takarabune, a treasure ship, to fly through the heavens in the first 3 days of the new year. Remember to keep an eye out for them. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my Goshuin red stamp from this temple today, but I still enjoyed visiting. Today I visited Shinmei Daijin, otherwise known as Nakamaruko Shrine, or Shinmei Okami. This particular shrine is one of my favorites, as it's in a very local area close to Mukagaiwara Station. It's an incredibly comfortable place to spend time. It's also quite nice because this shrine is part of the Nakamaruko Shinmei Park, a place for children to play. Seemingly, this is a place not only for prayer, but one for the town to gather in the event of special occasions. They were not handing out Goshuin stamps today, but on holidays they sometimes do. That means I'll have to come back. This shrine in particular has the god Amaterasu Okami and Inadahime no Mikoto enshrined within. There is also a sacred tree that is unfortunately withered away, all the way back in the 1960s, supposedly when a railroad was built nearby. I enjoyed visiting. Today I decided to go for a short walk throughout the city. While walking, I found these 2 very polite birds, and, well, they led me right to a tiny hidden Inari shrine nestled in between 2 buildings. It's right in the middle of town, which was quite surprising as me and even many locals didn't know this shrine was here. That made it quite the pleasant surprise. I didn't have a lot of time in the moment to record the shrine itself too much, but now afterwards I've done quite a lot of research into this tiny Inari shrine. Could you believe that it looked like this only a few years ago? That's crazy, right? I'm glad the shrine now looks significantly better taken care of, and it is a shame that it got to that state. Unfortunately, because of that, according to some locals, it wasn't enough to clean it up afterwards, and the god has probably left the shrine, going so far as to say that it was a shame. To be honest, I don't know if the god has gone or is still there living their best happy ethereal life inside. What I do know is I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Sanshemiya Shrine. According to a local, this shrine, in the form that we see it today, was repurposed from an empty shrine hall in the Meiji period, when Shimonumabe village was divided into administrative districts. The gods enshrined here are Konohana Sakyuya Hime no Mikoto, the goddess of Mount Fuji and all volcanoes, Ukano Mitama no Mikoto, the god of food and agriculture, and lastly, but certainly not least, Iwatsutsu no Mikoto, which, from what I can find, is a term used to refer to the three Watsutsumi gods, who are gods of the bottom, middle, and upper sea. Those three gods being Sukotsu, Watsutsumi Kami, Nakatsu, Watsutsumi Kami, and Uwatsu, Watsutsumi Kami. What I like about this shrine the most is how it's also connected to a community hall. Honestly, this is quite common with many shrines in Japan, but it's always nice to see that not only is this a religious and cultural monument, but it's a place that brings the community together. I enjoyed visiting. Today I visited Marukusan no Hei Shrine. This shrine is notable in particular not only for its size, but the unusual torii gate. This shrine also has an unusually high amount of cedar trees, which are considered holy and a divine form of the gods. This shrine was founded in the Heian period, that being the years 794 to 1185. This shrine is also famous for its messenger monkeys. Look carefully and you'll be able to see them wearing red capes throughout the video. This shrine enshrines Taiko no Mikoto, Leto Mikokami, Takemi Nakata, Emperor Ojin, Amaterasu Omikami, Sugawara no Michizane, and Nihon Takeru. There are also smaller Owashi and Inari shrines within the complex. This shrine is located in a very residential local area, so if you wanted to visit, it would be best to go to Shin-Maruko or Musashi-Kosugi stations. It's about a 20-minute walk. Sadly, I wasn't able to get a Goshuin stamp today, but when the weather is better, I'll visit again. I enjoyed visiting. Today I visited Keihin Fushimi Inari Shrine. This shrine is famous for its kitsune fox statues and the many smaller shrines around the shrine complex. Unfortunately, the main building is not available for recording, but the rest of the complex is okay to record. These many small little shrines are called Sakikayun. This is a great shrine near Shin-Maruko Station. I even was able to get a Goshuin stamp today. The shrine has an association to the huge Inari Shrine in Kyoto, but is still incredibly beautiful on its own. The shrine was founded in 1951, Showa 26. There are over 108 foxes throughout the entire shrine complex. See if you can find them all. There are also so many shrines here that I can't list all the enshrined deities, but the most important one is Inari Okami, the god of foxes, fertility, rice, tea, sake, agriculture, and industry. Of course, there is also a good luck walk through these many small torii gates. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Shitotomaekawa Shrine. This is a beautiful hilltop shrine in Yokohama. The atmosphere in this shrine is incredible. It's so relaxing that it's as if you've entered a whole new world. Perhaps it's the hilltop air, maybe it's the sanctity of this place, but I feel it's due to the clear care those who run these shrines obviously put into every little nook and cranny. This shrine was founded in 1187, Bunji 3, and the gods enshrined here are Nihon Takeru and his younger sibling Tachibana Hime no Mikoto. The main precinct is wide and very open. In the back there are some smaller shrines. There are also two immense sacred trees. This particular shrine is known to be special for couples, so they can receive a blessing to be a good match, have a happy marriage, having children, and fulfilling wishes. This was particularly significant for me, as I came with my significant other to this shrine, so I suppose these blessings apply to me as well. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Ichino-Tsubo Shrine. It's just across the street from the busy Tokyu train line. This shrine is special, as according to a local, this shrine enshrines the local area's guardians. Daikuten-sha, more commonly known as Dainichi no Mikoto. There is also Mensoku no Mikoto and Ene no Mikoto enshrined at this shrine. This happened around the Taisho period, and they continue to be enshrined there until now. There is also a small place for the earth god, and Chikaraishi. This shrine doesn't have a Goshuin stamp, but I am excited to come back in August, as the shrine will have a Bon dance held at that time, as well as a festival on the first weekend of September. I enjoyed visiting. Just down the street from Moto Sumiyoshi Station is Sumiyoshi Shrine. It's a nice, quiet, local shrine. These types of shrines are my favorite as they are normally the center of the local community. They're not special, but incredibly beautiful. So let me teach you how to visit a Japanese shrine or temple today. First, we approach the Chozuya, purification pavilion, to perform the Chozu, purification ritual, using the Chozubachi, hand water basin. To do this, we will use the Hishaku, dippers. First, fill the Hishaku with water. The whole ritual can and should be performed with one Hishaku full of water. Now wash your left hand, then your right. Finally, put some water into your left again, and bring it to your mouth. Don't swallow the water, don't spit it into the Chozubachi. Lastly, hold the Hishaku upright to empty it. This is the traditional order for Chosu, but generally most don't follow it precisely, so don't worry if it's not perfect. Now approach the Haiden, worship hall, to pay your respects. It's important to remember Shinto rituals are not necessarily a religious thing in Japan, it's more cultural. You also don't need to offer a prayer to the god enshrined inside. To pay your respects, approach the altar and throw an offering coin, typically a 5 yen coin for good luck. You may then optionally ring the bell to greet the deity. Next, bow twice, followed by 2 claps. Pause for a moment, then end with 1 more bow. Finally, when leaving the shrine, bow at the last torii gate, towards the Honden on your way out. Congratulations, you can now properly visit a Japanese shrine or temple. Oh, I also enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Meiji Jingu. As a rule, I tend not to go to the huge tourist shrines in Tokyo, such as this one. But today was such a good day to get a goshuin that I couldn't help myself, so I made the trip to Shibuya. Despite the herds of people, both local and tourist visiting the shrine, it's quite a beautiful place. The forests are expansive, and the cedar torii gates are immense. Arriving at the shrine's main courtyard, it is incredibly beautiful. But remember, do not take photos of the Honden. There are many signs stating this, but despite this fact, it seems many people don't know how to read. After paying my respects, I walk over to the outer building to receive my Goshuin stamp. This stamp is beautiful as always. I struggled with the amount of people, but I still enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Togo Shrine in Shibuya. Down a busy tourist-infested high street is a small alleyway that leads past an elementary school to this shrine on a hill. Having been built sometime in the 19th to 20th century to honor Togo Heihachiro, a famous Japanese Navy admiral, as well as being a place to symbolize good luck and victory, this shrine is famous for 2 reasons. First being the many different Goshuin stamps that you can receive here. They are highly complex, pre-made watercolor Goshuin. According to a local, these stamps often change, sometimes even on a monthly basis. So if you were to visit more than one time, you will have a chance to get a new, different Goshuin. Here are a few examples of these stamps, as well as my own stamps I received on my visit. The second reason that Togo Shrine is famous is its huge amount of Hello Kitty themed items for sale. Want a Hello Kitty Goshuincho? You got it. What about an Omamori charm? There are 4 different types. In essence, if you can think of a Shinto item, there is a Hello Kitty version of it here. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Hatonomori Hachiman Shrine. Down the street from Japan's National Stadium, this shrine and its imitation Mount Fuji reside. The mini Mount Fuji is incredible on its own. It deserves its own video. You might recognize this shrine from the TV show Gaki no Tsukai, a Japanese variety show. If not, I recommend watching it. The main god here is Hachima, but there are also shrines to Koga Inari, Amaterasu, Shogi, Buddha, and Konohana Sakyu Hime. This shrine has 2 goshuin, one for the replica Mount Fuji and the other for the main shrine itself. I got the main shrine's goshuin. What I can't wait to come back to this shrine for is the No Theater plays. In university, I studied this traditional theatrical art, and it's been a particular interest of mine ever since. I hope I can find the time to go and watch one of these sometime soon. I was told that I needed to say one thing at the end of my videos. Remember to like and subscribe. I'd rather say, I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Hiei Shrine in the center of Tokyo. This shrine resides on a hill overlooking the city. I came here for their Goshuin stamps, but I stayed for the history of the shrine. As the story goes, Otodokan, samurai lord, poet, and monk, founded this shrine in 1478. But the history of this shrine might date back even further, as there is some evidence showing connections to the Kamakura period, 1185 to 1333. This shrine was originally built for Edo Castle, but was eventually moved so the public could access it in 1607. Unfortunately, this shrine has burned down twice now, once in the Great Meideki Fire of 1657, and once more in World War II. The god enshrined at this historical place is Oyama Kui no Kami, the protector god of Tokyo City. Prayers for safe childbirths, happy marriages, and commercial success are common at this shrine. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Suwa Shrine in Itabashi, Tokyo, Japan. The guardian dogs, also known as lion dogs, are beautiful at this shrine. Pronounced in Japanese as komainu, but also known as shishi or karajishi. They flank the entrance to most shrines. These in particular are eye-catching and give off a strong presence that is tangible as you pass them, something I have found to be relatively uncommon for many guardian dogs in other shrines. These dogs are here to protect the space around the Honden, intersanctum, where the kami resides. These dogs, like ramen, gyoza, and kanji, have their historical origin in China. Having been founded in 1390, the first year of Meitoku, the gods enshrined here are Takemi Nakata no Mikoto, Yasaka Toome no Mikoto, and Inari Okami. I enjoyed visiting. The shrines I'm visiting today share a shrine complex. The deities enshrined are Ameno Uzume no Mikoto, the god of entertainment and fortune, Tendenmen no Mikoto, the god of entertainment, as well as Benzaita, a black maiden who is known as the god of poverty. Gods of poverty are said to possess you if you don't offer them seikihan, red rice and beans, and fried tofu. This myth comes from the idea that seikihan and tofu are both frugal and humble foods, which are good offerings to a god of poverty, much better than the normal 5 yen coin. But it should go without saying, it's not the best idea to bring food and leave it at the shrine, despite the traditional customs stemming from this superstition. My favorite part of the shrine is the sacred stone. I'll give you a quick and crude retelling of its story, as I remember it told to me. I won't be able to do it justice, despite trying my best. Anyway, it's said that the shrine's founder's father, a very religious man, used to sit on the stone every day to meditate. The ocean would come right up to him, as this area supposedly used to be part of the greater Edo Bay area. He was given visions by the gods on this stone. His 2 children fought. One was good, the other was bad. The father and the bad son died, so the good son founded this shrine. Honestly, I didn't nearly get a tenth of the detail or beauty of the story right. I recommend you go visit the shrine for yourself. I truly enjoyed visiting. Today we will be visiting Tokoshi Hachiman Shrine. This shrine offers a variety of Goshuin stamps. I counted at least 15 different kinds of Goshuin. I got a few. The special Easter Spring Bunny Goshuin, the normal Goshuin for the shrine, and the gold Goshuin as well. I love this shrine because it's a respite from the huge shopping street around Tokoshi Station. This shrine is awesome because not only is it a place of worship and beauty, but also because they offer a variety of relaxation events such as tea service, chairs, and even some food. Particularly morning porridge. The staff at the shrine are some of the friendliest I have ever met. Shinto shrine staff are never rude, but most of the time they keep to themselves in a professional way. But this shrine staff are incredibly friendly, and they are happy to talk to you and tell you all about the shrine. I especially recommend going here for your birthday. You get a lot of fun special services, and can get an extra special Goshui. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Kasumori Inari Shrine in Shinagawa. This shrine isn't particularly large, but it is incredibly well cared for. This shrine's superstition is that it protects against skin diseases, particularly smallpox or syphilis. Another superstition around this shrine is that if you make a wish, you need to make a clay dumpling offering. If you're asking for someone to be healed, you should make a rice dumpling offering. Of course, Inari-sama is my favorite of the Japanese pantheon, so I always adore visiting Inari shrines, as general prosperity is always a good thing, and foxes are quite cute. I once again enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Kifune Shrine. Even by shrine standards, this one is ancient, having been built in 709, Wado II, by the orders of Fujiwara Isejin. The shrine complex has many shrines to pray and pay respects to, such as Mancho Mitsugiri Inari Oyama Gisha, also known as Shansha Goden, Soreisha, and Hotei. But the main shrine is dedicated to Takashi, with Takashinjin and Sujinson being enshrined within. Takashinjin, the god of water, is one of 3 gods created when Izanagi Kami killed Kagurusu Kami at the time when the gods were born. This shrine has a beautiful Goshuin with a dragon on it. The stamp's art design changes occasionally for special events throughout the year, such as on New Year's, so it's worth visiting the shrine a few times throughout the year to see if the Goshuin has changed. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Myojin Inari Shrine. It's not a secret that my favorite Japanese deity is Inari-sama, so whenever I get a chance to visit an Inari shrine, I always love to take that chance. This shrine, unfortunately, has little to no details I could find regarding it. It's just a small shrine with a couple of beautiful torii gates under a tree in the middle of the city. There's not much to it, but there doesn't need to be for this to be a peaceful place to rest. It's well taken care of, and clearly well used by the locals of this residential area. I can tell this by seeing the food offering. It looks to be quite recent. And it's particularly interesting that the offering is made up of oranges, because this is more common in the winter traditionally, not the spring. But any offering shows your respect and gratitude to the deity, so I suppose it doesn't particularly matter. It's just a curiosity, and I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Irigi Shrine. This shrine is famous for being large, beautiful, quiet, and relatively non-touristy. Unfortunately, it's under construction today, so I can't enjoy all of its beauty. I'll need to come back to see the grounds properly when the construction is over. But the Goshuin stamps I received today are absolutely beautiful and incredibly unique. See, most Goshuin stamps are either written directly into the book, Goshuincho, or are pre-written. Then have the dates added to them so that they can be given to you and pasted into your Goshuincho later. But these stamps are stickers. They allow for high quality, complex, and absolutely stunning artwork. For these stamps, alongside the ease of peeling and placing the Goshuin into the Goshuincho. The only one which was not a sticker was the standard normal stamp. This shrine is more than 400 years old and has the statues of popular characters such as Pikachu and Doraemon around the grounds. This shrine also enshrines the guardian deity of Osaki. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Shinagawa Shrine. This shrine is famous for being one of the 10 shrines that surround the Imperial Palace here in Tokyo. These shrines are the Jujinja, literally translating to 10 shrines. This shrine is dedicated to Daikokuten, the god of wealth. This god is also one of the 7 gods of fortune in the Tokai area. It's said that Tokugawa Ieyasu prayed for victory at this very shrine. The best thing about this shrine is how, despite its size and location, the tourist crowds are nearly non-existent. This shrine is perfect if you are looking for some peace and quiet, just like me. I also received a Goshuin at this shrine, beautiful as always. If you like movies, this shrine has appeared in a few of them, most famous of which, according to a local, is Shin Godzilla. This shrine also has many other shrines across the grounds. The gods in these shrines include Ame no Hiri no Me no Mikoto, Uka no Me no Mikoto, and Susano no Mikoto. I enjoyed visiting. Today we'll be exploring and learning about the many Mount Fujis, Fujizuka, around Japan. The footage you are seeing is of Hatanomori, Hachima, and Shinagawa shrines, Fujizuka. Mount Fuji is an incredibly important location for Shinto. It is a holy site and is believed to be the place where the gods and spirits dwell. The mountain itself is also worshipped as a god, emanating spiritual power, having its own shrines and being the physical embodiment of Asama no Okami, who also goes by Konohana Sakuya Hime or Sengen. The act of climbing Mount Fuji is a spiritual pilgrimage, which is a way to bring you closer to the divine. But there's a famous saying, Fujisan ni ichido mo noboranu baka, nido noboru baka, meaning, the wise climb Mount Fuji once, the fool climbs it twice. This is in reference to the huge amount of time and effort it takes to climb Mount Fuji. It's no small feat, and something I hope to accomplish one day. The Fujizuka are here to prevent you from becoming a fool. Fujizuka are representations of the mountain in a significantly smaller scale. They are still difficult to climb, as they are typically quite steep and normally have no railings, and also have poorly shaped steps. I don't recommend hiking Mount Fuji nor the Fujizuka if you have physical disabilities. They're supposed to allow one to gain that same connection to the divine without having to go to Shizuoka or Yamanashi Prefecture to climb 6 hours to the summit of Mount Fuji and then another 4 hours down. I enjoyed